What's going on, everybody? Are you done with living less than? I mean, not feeling like you have a sense of purpose, like a square peg forced into a round hole. I, I felt like that. Maybe you felt like that as well. But let's deal with this as we enter into the grotto. Come on with me, guys. We in the grotto. We in the grotto. I am your host, John Pettis, and I am super excited to be here with you today on this early Saturday morning. I know some of us like to sleep in, but I'm up and we're doing this show this morning. Oh man, I had some crazy dreams last night, and you ever been woken up from a dream and you're just like, oh my gosh, I gotta talk about this with somebody. And so I'm here talking with you about these dreams. So, four desires of a man. You can see the title, you can see the thing, but it's really, I'm really trying to figure out, what to do with these desires that we have. And as I kind of highlight some of these things, I don't really have a bunch of scripture references here. I just want to kind of talk this out, and this may be a quick one. But when I think about my desire, even the word I, those words kind of reflect to, me as a person, John Pettis. But, out of those three, my, me, and I, I think I is more internal. It's the one that kind of deals with what's going on within you. When you think of the word my, I think of ownership, like my car. You don't say I car, but unless Apple comes out with one, they'll probably call it I car or I wheels or something, like they invented something brand new. So I, what do I think? The four desires of a man. When you think about the word I, though, that's internal. And even if you look up the definition of the word I, it has so many different variations of it, even from integers to, a letter in the alphabet. But I'm talking about the word I. What does that mean? And it simply defines as oneness. If you out there, thank you for sharing, ladies. If you get this to your fathers, your brothers, your husbands, your friends, your cousins, and bros, thank you for joining. Feel free to comment if you're watching. But what is I? It simply means oneness, and it's that internal self-identifying agent that's on the inside of you. That who are you? What are you? And what do I desire? Because when I think about the oneness, when you think about the oneness that you have to kind of dive into what you desire, because your desires can define a lot of who you are. And if you don't identify your desires, you will oftentimes be told what to desire and what to want. And that's when you find yourself as a square peg forced into a round hole, where parts of your life are being shaved off and you're overlooking some things in your life. And I know that's not something that you want. So let's talk about oneness. It's been said that, a person that thinks like this, that thinks about I, themselves, is a very selfish person, and I've heard statements like there's no I in team. I was the person that was like, yeah, but there's an M and an E, and so desire, is when you consider your desire, what comes to mind? When you consider your desire, what comes to mind? I have a couple of desires that I consider to be in my top two desires. Out of all the things that I thought I ever wanted, and then I got, and it turned out to be okay or mediocre and not as what it has, lived up to be. And so I think for me, here's my two. You can take them if you want and try to grab them in your life, but here it is. Couple desires to consider. One, long life. I mean, I desire to have long life. I do. I desire to have long life. Now, these are not the 4 desires of a man, but this is just a couple of them that I kind of come to. And these are not the only desires that you can have, but I want to highlight a few that's kind of very general, but you can live in your own life with them. Long life and respect. You really don't realize that you want long life until you live a little bit longer and realize, man, I got some things I want to finish. I got some things I want to do. In your younger years, you can live pretty reckless, and you could do some goofy stuff that can really put you in a predicament later on that, you're trying to figure out how to get out of. I mean, you swipe a bunch of credit cards in your teens, you're going to be paying for that later on, probably in your 30s and your 40s. Get into a lot of school debt, you're going to be paying for that later on. And I'm talking about not putting yourself in a position where your current decisions now, your current decisions now will impact you later on in life. But we have to kind of have a pure heart when it comes down to our desires. So for me, long life and respect. I didn't realize how important respect was for a man until my most recent situations. I didn't demand respect. I didn't command respect. I just started walking in a way. And so I just want to share that with you guys. Like, when you start walking in a way and start carrying yourself in a way, those who are looking for the type of person that you are will respect you. And you don't have to battle with people to give you respect. If you're not the type of person that is for their life and their lifestyle, then get out of their way. Let them get out of your way. Don't battle with them, but you be the person that you need to be. That oneness, and the respect will come. Many times we struggle with respect, men, is because, we're looking for respect from those who we think should respect us. All right, cool. And hey, what's up? Love, joy, faith. But we're looking for respect from people who respect us, and they don't have to respect us. And you don't have to respect them. Here's the thing. When you get into a place where you are giving respect, when I meet a person, anybody that ever know me, it instantly 100%, you are 100 with me. I give you respect. You don't have to work for my love. You don't have to work for my respect. I give it all to you up front, in the door, in the gate. That's how I am. And with that mindset, I found myself getting hurt many times in my life. However, I found more value, more friends that way. I would get into a conversation with a person, and a person will become a friend to me really quickly, because I don't make people feel like they have to earn respect for me or love for me. It's who I am, and I give it freely. It was given to me freely, so I give it freely. So those are my 2 desires in life: long life and respect. Everything else, I don't know. They kind of like sidebars. They're on the sideline. I want to have a long life. I'm one of those people that be like, man, if I can live to 100, that'd be dope. I don't want my life cut short. That'd be dope. I don't want my life cut short. If it's my time, it's my time. I don't want it cut short. I want to see my great-grandchildren. And that's important to me, because I believe with what I have right now, with the wisdom that God has blessed me with, it's going to be so much more when I can help the generations behind me. All right, so long life and respect. Those are my 2. Comment in there, what are your 2 desires? And we're going to get into the 4 desires of a man. Ladies, obviously, if you're listening and you're watching, you can catch on to this, but I want to help the bros out. All right, so what are your 2 desires, your 2 top desires right now before we get into this? Go ahead and comment below. Let me know. All right, so let's talk about the I, the oneness, the desire, my desire. me desire, but I desire. When you say I desire, you have to now begin to acknowledge your internal position, right? So first desire of a man is I can. What do you desire that you can do? Something that you know you can do. Something as simple as I can shoot a basketball. I can. That's a tally. That's a go through your life and identify the things you can do. I can do cable networking. I can do street painting, pavement markings. I can drive a stick shift. What can you do? I can. You have to identify the I can desires in your life. When you do this, this will bring you closer to that oneness. We talk about the oneness. What does it take to have oneness? And man, I found out that as we go through these four, that without the others, a gap is missing. And that's why I said it's like a square peg being forced in a round hole. These are like four corners as I'm teaching this. But what can you do? I can. The second one. So write those down, put those in the comments. I can do ... The next one, I will. The four desires of a man, the second one is I will. I will. That is not a tally, that is more of a position of planning, right? I will go to the store. I will run to the bank. I will. Things that you know you will do. You put yourself in the position of saying, you know what? These things are in action. I am making them happen. And I desire that they come to pass. I will. You know, even when you think about the word will, you know, I see these shows where the father, you know, pass away and he hands off his will to his grandchildren. And, you know, they come in this room and they all look and be like, you know, where did grandpa leave us? Where did dad leave us? And he say, I will. And his will is that I give you this house. I give you this money. I give you my collection of books that are worth millions of dollars. So I will. Your will makes a difference. It is your plan for the future. What is your will? For those of you who don't have a will for your family, if you are matriarchs and patriarchs, if you're getting to that age where you have children, any child, I don't care if your child is 3, a brand new baby, you need to start thinking about what you will do. I will. Your desire. You should have a desire to have a will for your family, a will for your life. That has more to do with your legacy. That has so much more to do with your legacy than anything, but you need to have this desire. You have to desire I can, and you have to desire I will. All right. So go ahead and type in what you will do, what your I will is in your life. And we're going to move on to the third one. All right. So the third one, this is a fun one here. I must. With this one here, there is like it's a warrior's charge. What you must do, what you must make happen, what this must come to pass, this must be acknowledged, or it must be done. I must. What must I do? It's a grit, like a grit in this one. Like, I must win this championship. The people who go into championships that have I must win this championship, those are the people that kind of win, right? You know, there's two ways to play a game. You play to win, or you try not to lose. The people who play to win have an I must in them. I must win this game. There's no other choice. Obviously, there's statistics that say, you know, it's a possibility. They don't care about that. I must win. And there's a point in your life where you must win. You must win some things in your life, and you have to get into scenarios and get into situations that say, I must win. So what is it that you must do? Mine is I must win. I must be victorious in my life. I must. Now, with my two desires that I talked about earlier, long life, that's up to the Lord. I'm going to do my best to do my part. Respect, I have to carry myself in a certain way to get that one. So there's not really much I can do, even with the respect and the long life. But those are some desires that I have and I pray about. But these ones here, these are things you can do. And I do believe that if you can do these things, God would definitely get behind you, right? The Bible talks about I can do all things through Christ who gives me strength. I do believe that, the all things through Christ is the key, right? The through Christ part, that's the hook. People will say that I can do all things through Christ who give me strength, and you just trying to do some horrible things. And God's not getting behind those horrible things. He not. Say what you want, he ain't doing it. There's some things that are just a part of his character and his personality that he is going to get behind, but some stuff he's not going to get behind. That's it. So the I can do all things through Christ really means that, these are the things you can do, right? But the I must part, right? When your lifeline aligns with God's perspective and God's position, then these things are easier to accomplish. I've learned I don't have to fight much for the I cans. I don't have to fight much for the I wills. I don't have to fight much. You don't have to fight much for the I musters. You don't. When God get behind them, who gonna be against you? All right. So the I must, the things you have to accomplish, that has to be taken care of. Just that simple. All right. Now the fourth one. Now those first three, I heard somebody kind of talk it out, and I kind of rallied over these for years, and I'm not even gonna scan them for this one, because at this point I've taken ownership of it, because I'm adding this fourth one here. Here's the fourth desire of a man, right? The first three, remember, the I can. The second one, I will. The third one, I must. Remember, we defined I as your oneness, your internal, versus the me and the my. It's a little different, where I makes you reflect on yourself. So here it is. And this one here is where it becomes controversial, because people always tell you not to do this and not to have this. They'll let you have a I can, they'll let you have a I will, and they'll let you have a I must. But this is where it becomes dynamic, okay? Because, God, he loves this one. All right, here we go. You ready? I want. Oh, what? You said I shouldn't want for anything. I want. What do you want? Men, what do you want? Come on. See, that's a tough one, because people don't ask you what you want all the time. What do you want? So when you think about your wants, I'll tell you what I think about when I go back through these again. But what do you want? Come on. That's a difficult one to answer, because sometimes we don't consider that. As a matter of fact, there's another one that I don't even like that much, that I'm going to give to you as a bonus, but as a bonus to not use it. And that is the I need. I don't want to have need for anything. God shall supply all of my needs. And so when I realize God's going to supply all my needs, I have to take the needs out of it and realize, God, you got that part. So I can focus on the I can, I will, I must, I want. The I want really taps into that desire. When you get the I can, I will, and the I must, the I want becomes very simple. It becomes very easy, because now it really rounds off the entire desire capsule, that you can say, man, this is going to happen because of my desires. The Bible tells us that he'll give us the desires of our heart. He'll give us what to desire. And when he gives us what to desire, then you can get those desires. You will get those desires. You must get those desires, and you want to get those desires. Woo! So my example for that, only thing I can think about is a man that is, courting a woman. He wants to be married. He see that girl. You see that girl. She's beautiful. You like have a conversation with her. She's, she has a great personality. And the only thing I can think of is those four things. What got me to the altar was those 4 things. I can be with you. I will be with you. I must be with you. And I want to be with you. And the reason why the want to be with you is so dynamic for the marriage and the relationship is because women, opposite to men, I believe, I'm not a woman, so I can't just say this, but maybe some of the ladies who's listening can help me out. But if you were to have 2 desires that just like, those top 2, long life and love. Men want long life and respect. Yeah, we can feel love, but man, when we feel respected though, whew, a man that feel disrespected, man, you can tear a brother down with disrespect, but you can also tear a woman down with lack of love. So if you really want strong relationships, if you desire strong relationships and you desire strong marriages, well, men, give love. Women, give respect. I know bros right now, man, that feel disrespected and just ain't got nothing to offer a woman. He don't even have love to offer her because he just feel disrespected. And women who don't feel love don't have respect to offer because they don't feel love. It's a cycle. You're one, right? You're oneness. And when you say I, you have to, for those who are married, have to also consider that spouse. So that's my example. When I look at the I can, I will, I must, and I want, I think about some people who are courting, who are getting into relationships, or who are married. To get to that altar, for my wife, I had to have a I can, I will, I must, and I want to be with you. You have those 4 things, man. You can start off your relationships really, really great. And so, man, we're going to cap this off, man. Listen, we are in the grotto. These 4 desires of a man is key to your oneness. And so, I think once you find that oneness, I think the Bible tells us that, Jesus prayed in John 17, Father, I pray that they are one as you and I are one, that we be one as you and I are one. And I think, God, what he does is he wraps us inside of Christ, but he never leaves us like, we say Christ makes us complete, and when I think about the marriage, this is a side thought right here. Didn't even write this down. When I think about the marriage, he talks about how 2 come together and they become one, and I think about, how he brings us inside of him and makes us one with him. I never really feel like that he had any desire to bring us into this world incomplete. I don't think he brought us into this world to be incomplete. We're not incomplete. I do believe that we can be one with following these things. But without Christ, it doesn't make us one with God. And many people will tell you that, hey man, you know what? You're not one, you're not complete without God. I don't know. I think you are. You can be complete. You can just be a complete sinner. But with Christ, you can be a complete sinner saved by grace, who's been made one with him through the blood of the Lamb. And so that's my thought there. Man, that cracked me up. All right, man, look, I'm out of here, man. That's the grotto today, man. 25 minutes, man. That was a nice, good jump in and jump out. I appreciate you, man. I love each and every last one of you. I pray that God will continue to bless you and keep you, and just may his face just shine upon you, man, and give you peace. Man, listen, God is awesome. He is great and he's powerful. Listen, don't forget those 4 desires, man. The I can, the I will, and the I want, and then the I must. However, my 2 desires that's on the top of my list that I love is, man, respect and long life. And so listen, go out there and find your desires. Find out what you can do. Find out what you will do. Find out what you must do, and find out what you want to do. Those things are internal. Your I is defined as oneness. Find those internal barriers for you, those internal corners for you, so that you can fit within yourself, so you don't have conflict within yourself. And now you don't have to look for respect will come. It'll be there. And you'll know when not to accept people's disrespect because you're one. And it won't be what you're looking for to make you complete, man. Listen, y'all be blessed and y'all have a great day, man. We are about to get out of here, man. We are done with this thing, man. Thank you for joining me in the grotto. Peace out.